That's not what I want. Okay. All right. Well, let's see if anybody comes in. Okay, we are studying scene graph. Thought I would. Yo, Supreme, what's up, man? Thought I would do this live. If anybody else is doing a late night study time, I am. So if anybody else is doing it, do it together. But scene graph is brand new. Well, relatively. I'm not sure if I'm going to use it in any games, but mainly because there's already enough bugs inside of UEFN and Fortnite as it is. Scene graph being so brand new kind of worries me to make a production game. That's not it. This is what I'm looking at right now. 12 p.m. for you. Wow. It's 11:40 at night for me. So, but I study best at nighttime, and when everything's quiet, nobody's gonna bug me. No messages, no emails, no phone calls, no text, no real distractions. And I thought I'd just kind of get on with sorting out scene graph. I don't think it's going to be too difficult. I'm a little tired, but once I get into it, I usually kind of wake up, get my second wind. 12 p.m., eh? A whole 12 hours off of my time? Where are you? What country is that? It crashes a lot and is buggy. Yeah, I'm not surprised. We have a creative manager because we build we've built some popular stuff, and so when you do that, you get a creative manager. And India, oh, I see. Yeah, that makes sense now. Oh, so maybe about a month ago or so, creative manager had asked me if I'd touched scene graph at all while it was still in. My webcam disappeared. You can still hear me though, yeah. Oh, I see why. Oh, I didn't add it to the scene. Ah, well, you don't need to see me while the game's on. I can always bring it back, like that. Then I'm back. So I think I'd set that up to be that way so that when I was playing, it wouldn't be distraction. That was on the screen, but I'm just waiting for it to do some downloading. I don't know if this is gonna work. I'm doubtful. Things have been so buggy lately. We got Trash Bird here. Hey man, how's it going? Been seeing some interesting stuff from yourself. What time is it for you? I've got 11:40 and Supreme's got 12 noon. 11:40 at night for me. Okay, we're in. Now, like anything, I don't know if this is gonna work from the get-go. I think it's not. I think we have to end the game and restart it. Here we go. Okay, restart the game. Now this is the template. I don't know if 11:40 for you too. Nice. Same time zone. I'm a little sleepy, but I'm excited to get into this. I actually have left it alone. What I was saying was that our community manager had asked me, and I was like, look, man, you guys can't even get production stuff working. What makes you think that I'm going to mess around with super alpha stuff? Okay, what's going on? Basic hierarchy of entities and mesh components. So this doesn't do anything, but if I look at it in UEFN, I bet it does something. Okay, this is a light component added. I have read the documentation on their site. Particle system, don't see it. Oh, there it goes. It's a moth. That's cool. Yeah. 2 moths. 3. If you stay around for long enough, does it keep going? Oh, well, that's cool. So yeah, I have read up on this. Keyframe movement component animates the lantern to sway in the wind. Fancy. Interactable. To turn on and off the lantern. Oh yeah. Add a button. That's good. So as Trashbird knows, my history of programming and interacting and stuff comes from Flash. You gotta really be in the right place, eh? That's not very good. So I can see some similarities, scene graph, to the latest. Oh yeah. A component is subscribed to the cows mesh component entity entered event. This event is triggered when the cows mesh enters the UFO mesh. If I get in the way, it doesn't do anything. Okay. But there's still collision here. Like, cow goes away, but I still can't walk here. And the cow gets messed up. Look at the cow's not working no more. Oh, there he goes. Okay, cool. Okay, so has everybody already looked through this stuff? I mean, it's not ready for beta. Yeah, I don't think it's ready either. I've heard a lot of complaints. I pay attention to the forums a lot, and I've seen some serious stuff going on. Step into the trigger to stop the UFO and attempt to abduct a cow. Got him. No cow. No cow still. Cow. Oh. Still no cow. Cow. I got it. That's neat. So overlap hits is good. One of the things that I think that that has been an issue is finding out if things are colliding. So if they've enabled that, step in the trigger, stop the UFO and attempt to abduct a cow, find sweep hits. So detect any obstructions between the UFO and the cow. If no obstructions, cows clear for abduction. Okay, so that cow can go. That cow can go. That cow cannot. Okay, good. Okay, so we've gone through the cows and the overlapping. Add or remove entities from the world. It adds an entity such as a prefab. And remove that. Okay, good. That's it. This is the whole example. Cool. I mean, it's good basics. I understand how it works, and we used to do the same thing with movie clips inside of movie clips inside of movie clips and stuff like that. So, if anybody's from Flash, then okay. So, let's leave here and head over to my monitor. So, I'm going to be looking left. Chat's on the right. I'm going to read the chat for a second. Yeah, Supreme says it's not ready. They were told this and releasing whatever state it is in. Watch this during the Unreal Talks. It's hot and humid there. I bet it was. This feature excites me as well because we don't have raycasting in verse, but scene graph can do it with sweep and overlap. Okay, so are those the two things that you can use to do that? Curious. Okay, on endgame. And we build verse code. Otherwise, when we open up verse, it's going to be Weird. Okay, so we've got, so this is my first time sort of getting into this. The events you can trigger in the sequencer is a lot like Flash. Yeah, cool. Yeah, this all makes sense to me. I love that it makes sense to me too. Like, I love that I can get into this and be like, oh yeah, I remember doing this kind of stuff. It's about time they kind of got into this. Get Fort Round Manager. What's that? Returns the round manager from the simulation. I'm going to safely assume that some of you have gone through a lot of this stuff. Fort Round Manager. Subscribe round started, subscribe round ended. Is this, oh yeah, okay. Simulation entity. Okay, so that's definitely a scene graph only. And an entity is the base item that you can put stuff in. So get the parent, remove from parent, yeah. Add entities, get entities, which returns a bunch of entities in an array. Yeah. That's cool. Get component, get components. That gives an array of components. So you can get just a specific component, castable subtype component. Okay. Add components. Send direct. Send a scene event to only this entity. Returns truth the event is consumed. Send up, send down. Okay. Cool. Oops. All right. Back to this. The events you can trigger in the sequence is all like, oh, I already read that. Okay, so it's time to understand a little bit more what's going on. So this component lives this one here. This is a volume. This is a decal. That's cute. What's this? Another volume? This is the volume? Yeah. Just a volume? Why? Why do they use volume? Okay, so then we've got our spaceship here. Oh, these are all prefabs. Open up the prefab. That opened on my other screen. I'll just bring this over. And try to enlarge it for you guys. Okay, so inside of this prefab, we've got the body mesh, enabled, collidable, queryable, and visible with the actual. Let's go to here. This off screen. Some material. Interesting. Okay, so the material instance. Why does it say instance? Okay, whatever, it doesn't matter. That's fine. Okay, and then we've got a beam mesh. That's cool. A light and a top mesh, which is not collidable. Okay, well, now we can take that apart. That's good. We know how that works. So that is a prefab. And then the cow. Cow is also a prefab. Open up the prefab. So just make everything a prefab? That's like a component or something, right? Click on the UFO. Oh, yeah. Sweep hits and overlap hits to detect collision. You should look into the issues of scene graph on the website. It's a huge. Yeah, I did see that. I reposted your post about it actually. Because, well, I don't know if I reposted. I think I posted my own post after seeing your post, and I was like, that should be brought more attention to. So, yeah. There is a huge list of issues. I don't remember them all because there were so many, but yeah, we got to keep an eye on that. Okay, so that's a prefab. So how does, where is the, how does the verse run? Is it on, how do you know where the verse is? How do you know where the verse stuff is? Is it on the cow? Is it on the, like, where do I, Okay, let's go to Verse Explorer. See, all these files in here are a component of an entity, right? Or a, yeah. So that's what I want to know. I want to know how, if I step on here, so this is just a volume that just is being detected inside of whatever. It's got to be in here, right? No. Not on the cow. This guy's body mesh. Somebody tell me where the, probably in the cow instance. Doesn't look like it. Cow's just cow. I took a look at cow. Oh, moving that to the wrong one. It just says cow. Okay, so UFO has the volume device bind. Yeah, but I want to know this. Like, where is this attached to in the game? I want to know where this is. Yeah. So that's my question. So when I'm learning stuff, I don't know about you guys, but when I'm learning stuff, I try to just take it apart and see if I can discover it. Because if I ever have to debug something in the future or something, then I wanna know how. Okay, let's open this that's the wrong prefab, but see, I don't see anywhere where there's code put in. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So select this guy again. Open the prefab. There's gotta be a way to this. On begin simulation. Runs when the simulation starts. It's not like create a device that runs when game starts. Yeah, I do realize that. I saw somewhere that if it doesn't run, or if it runs too quickly, you're supposed to put a delay in or something. You add the component to the entity. Right, but how? How do I add the code to the entity? The entity is the UFO. Right? Can I right click on it? I just opened up that. Browse to the asset. It's the same thing. There's a button plus component in the details pane. Add a new component to this entity, but it's already there. Like, how do I? How would I know what code is connected to this UFO? That's what I'm curious right now. Is there a window I'm missing? Like a scene graph window or something? Am I not understanding? Should I read the documentation? What's my opinion on the new AI feature with Verse? It's cool. Fine. Yeah, that's the Verse file, but how do I know? I gotta read the documentation. Clearly, I'm just too stupid to figure this out. Let's go over. To this monitor. Actually, let's bring it over to here. and switch you guys over to game screen. Okay, so I better look at chat too, just in case you guys are schooling me. Discord's going crazy. Why? Sending me messages on Discord. I played with the AI a little bit today, made up a device that doesn't exist. Cancel. What have you sent me? That screenshot's too tiny. I cannot see. Find overlaps example. Oh. Okay, hang on. Switch my screen again. Thanks, man. I don't know what I'd do without you. I'm just not bright. Okay, so here's the idea. Without having to read all the documentation, I appreciate that very much. So what's happening here is when you add a component, it's already in here, because if we were to, fine, let's do this. Go to content, create a new verse file. Scene graph component. All right, let's call it my component that does something. Right? Create. Okay. Okay, so my component that does something, the on begin simulation and on simulate. Isn't there an end simulation one as well? Let's look this up. On end simulation. I'm hitting control, in case you guys are kind of new, I'm hitting control and clicking on stuff, and it takes me to the documentation. So on end simulation does a thing. So let's put this in. I guess we have to override. Print, the simulation has ended. Save, build successfully. So then on this UFO, we add the component and we look in here, my component that does something, my custom int, because that's an editable inside of there. Brilliant. Right there, yeah. So then this one has trigger volume. You're right. You're the best, man. Thanks for clearing that through for me. Okay, so that makes sense. So now, can we can add as many as we want then, can't we? So to find out which code is on what, go to here, and then this will say simple movement component. What's this plus sign here? This component has been added. Override, clear, remove. If I want to go to it, you know what, that'd be cool? If you could click on it or right click, copy it, no. Keyframes, no. That's cool though. Like you do the animation inside of here, set up some editables for it, and then it'll just run because it runs on a simulation, which means when it starts to simulate through. Yeah. I'd like to be able to just click on this and it would take me to, I guess, this one. Yeah. That's fine. So this one uses the movement. Yep. Okay. Actually, question that came in. What's your opinion on the new AI feature with Verse? I do want to talk about that for a second, actually. That's been in the back of my head doing a little cycle. Let's see. So let's go like this. The Epic Developer Assistant, I've used it a little bit. And I'm not on the right screen. Just a second. Okay. So this thing is pretty cool. like for example, when I was first getting into scene graph, I said, teach me everything about scene graph. And it lays out, it gives you the documentation to get you there, or the documentation that's already there, and then it will go on to think about it. It's like, for example, what kind of thing could we ask it to do? Let's see. Can you give me code to set off VFX spawner when I go in a volume? So the cool thing is, I think, I mean, it's ChatGPT, right? So thinking it's going to give you some tutorials, and some of my tutorials will probably pop up, which is kind of cool. I don't know why you'd create an NPC medic, but I think I think inside this tutorial there is a volume that gets used, and then a music experience is probably going into a volume as well. So let's take a look at the code that it gives, and have to get some water. Let's see here. So the creative device that it made, simple. You call it whatever you want. Volume device, VFX spawner, volume agent enters event. Perfect. Yeah. So I think that. Oh yeah, and of course there's a whole explanation. That's good. Yeah, so I think that the AI stuff is going to be good for players that want to kind of get started with verse. You may not understand everything that goes on in here. Like, obviously, I've been doing this for a while, so I know what it says, but it'll also teach you. And I think that's really cool. So I think that this is a good addition. I've heard that some people have created some pretty advanced stuff, but I've also heard that it gets things wrong. But I haven't really used it much myself, just a little bit here and there. But I think it's good. I think it's useful, and I'm glad they put it in. Yeah, because there's going to be times that you're going to be like, okay, say so. So for example, let's do something that's a pain. Create a UI with verse that has, let's see, a simple kill streak tracker in the top left, and a money tracker and damage tracker on the right in the middle. Also provide code to update the text in those trackers. Yeah, something like that. Let's see what it does. There's a 4,000 character limit to it. Yeah. Been messing with Claude for the past 6 months. That's cool. Oh, Supreme has sent me another article. Okay, is this working? Is doing a thing? It's thinking. Managing and displaying the score. Controlling the NPC with UI. This one was a weird tutorial. I tried this tutorial. It was kind of weird. Typically need to start simple. Yeah, I'm not surprised. But I've actually done some UI stuff with this, and it worked out okay. Yeah. I don't know if it's gonna find a solution, but we'll see. All right, well, let's ignore that for now.